So, hello, welcome to our special live stream. Today is October 18. October 18. I'm a little bit sick. I got a little bit of the flu, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird. I might also be sneezing quite a bit throughout the stream because I got a very uncomfortable runny nose. But I'm super happy to be here, guys. What's up? How is everyone doing? We got a lot of people here on Twitch and on YouTube as well. We got Wolfgirl, we got X Sword Modeling, we got Beck Chicory, we got Casey, we got 3D Maniac, Mr. Origin, there you go. Big Hijinks just came for the snacks. Draculix the Dragon, everyone is here, What's up, everyone? I'm so happy to be here. So let's start with some news. I think we're gonna start today's stream with some very important news. So yeah, as you guys know, a couple of weeks ago we launched the Creatures Unleashed contest, right? And we have around $1,000 in the prize pool for all of the winners. So we got 2 grand winners. One is gonna be picked internally by us, and the other one's gonna be picked by you, the community. Both of those winners are gonna get a 250 USD gift card, plus any course that they want from our site. Then we're gonna have 3 runner-ups, 3 finalists, and all of those finalists will get a course of their choosing, again from the site, and they will be getting a one-on-one session with me if they want to take it, to go over their portfolio, to talk about specific technique, to just like talk about professional, career or growth, the kind of stuff that you might need to know about how to move in this 3D industry. So those are going to be one-on-one sessions with the 3 finalists. However, we got a very special surprise today. A very special surprise, and I'm so happy because this means that we're actually like getting noticed. It means that people like what we're doing here, and it's not only because of what we're doing here, but it's because of you guys and your support. So I am happy to announce that we will be having 1 extra prize for every single winner on the contest. The 5 winners, the 2 grand prize winners, and the 3 finalists will get a Topogun 3 license, perpetual license, as part of your prizes. So, if you were thinking about participating on the contest, even though we only have 2 weeks left, I would strongly recommend you give it a shot, guys. 2 weeks is more than enough, I think, to get a good result out there. And hey, you can get a shot at winning a license. So our prize pool just went from $1,000 to around $1,600 or something like that. So yeah, every single winner of this contest, of the 8 Leal's Creatures Unleashed contest, will be getting a Topogun 3 license. And you guys know I love Topogun. I'm working on a personal project. Hopefully I'll be able to show it soon. Should be done in a couple more weeks. And I use Topogun for the full process in retopology. And it took me like what would normally something like that would normally take me like 2 or 3 days to retopologize. I was able to do it in like 8 hours. So really freaking good. We of course have the Topogun course available on the site. And remember, if you get the Topogun course on the site, you also get a discount on getting or buying your own perpetual license. However, if you're gonna participate on this contest, you might win a full, again, perpetual. Look at that, $150 like value. So there you go, guys. There you go. So yeah, that's the first big news here for the live stream, my friends. The Topogun sponsorship. We're gonna be giving away again 1 license to every single winner. 2 more weeks left. Just a quick let's do a quick recap on these things, because I know we're gonna get these questions. The due date of the contest is October 30, okay? It's not 31st. I know 31st is the last day of October. October 30. So that's the day you need to submit everything, or you're gonna be out. Make sure to follow the rules on the Discord. Please follow the rules, because we will be disqualifying people or participants that do not follow the rules. There was one question that was asked this week and we didn't cover on the what's the word, on the original like live stream, which was, what about the story? Can we include the story as an image, like an image with the text, or just the text? We're gonna let that be either or, so it doesn't really matter, but we're only gonna take into account the text itself. So if you add any sort of like decoration or things on the image, that's not gonna be counted as extra points or anything. It's just the story that we're gonna be focusing on, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And started saying here, maybe we'll get some extra prizes. Yeah, we might. We're talking with more people to see if they want to jump on this event. So hopefully we get a couple more here or there, but let's see. I mean, for now, I think hopefully it's a very exciting project or contest for all of you guys. For Justin says, 1 month for the contest is too short for me. Remember that you don't have to do the whole retopology process. If you want to do it, go for it. But even if you just do like a high poly sculpt and the what's the word, and the high poly sculpt and the poly paint, that could give you a really good result. Not Tuesday. So what happens if I already have a Topocon license? Well, you're gonna get the code, so you can do with it whatever you want. You can give it to a friend. I'm not sure if you can sell it. I don't think that would be nice, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. Okay. So make sure to participate, my friends. Cool. So that is good news or surprise number 1. What should we tell them next, Sarn? What should be the next surprise here? Let me check the list of the things that we were discussing, because it was a little bit of a long list. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let's see. So, okay. Is it okay when adding texture or else only clay render? We recommend adding the clay render, I recommend doing a texture render, but you do need to have both. You need to have the clay render, and you need to have the like a cinematic render. If the cinematic render does not include texture, that's fine, that's your choice, but most people will be doing that sort of stuff. Should we go for the reveal then? Okay, guys. Okay. Feel like yeah, it's a good moment for the reveal. Let me pause this real quick. And well, guys, I'm really happy to announce that after roughly 5 weeks, probably 6 weeks of work, I've prepared a new course for you. So, let's go. Here's the trailer, my friends, for the new course on the Abe Leal 3D project. Let's go. Welcome to ZBrush for iPad 3D Sculpting Simplified. Digital sculpting doesn't have to be intimidating and difficult. The first step to become great at 3D art is to learn the fundamental principles of digital sculpt, and that is exactly what this course is for. In this course, we will go over different exercises where you will learn about the interface, the brushes, the tools, and most importantly, the thought process that you need to follow when creating any digital sculpture. Digital sculpting can be used for games, films, commercials, illustrations, 3D printing, and so much more. And ZBrush for iPad is an excellent way to start your 3D journey. Throughout these lessons, we will cover all of the important tools within ZBrush, such as Dynamesh, Poly Paint, the brushes, adding detail, and even some presentation and render at the end. All of this so that you can sculpt freely, without having any fear of the technicalities, and so that you can focus solely on the creative part of the process. Ready to bring your ideas to life? Let's get sculpting, and don't forget, always learning, always improving. There we go, my friends, there we go. So yeah, that's our new course, it was very requested as soon as we announced, or rather, as soon as they announced that ZBrush for iPad was coming. People started asking me, hey, are you going to do a course? Is this something that we're going to be learning about? We did a couple of live streams, right? A couple of weeks ago, we had like 2 or 3 live streams talking about the main tools within ZBrush for iPad. And I decided to create a very short course. It's like 9 hours that condenses all of the important information that you might need to start your 3D sculpting journey. So if you are a ZBrush user and you want to learn about the interface and all of the things that ZBrush for iPad has, as well as some of the tools, well, this is perfect for you. And if you've never used the ZBrush before and you want to get into the 3D and you have an iPad, this is also a great starting point because, again, we're going to go through exercises. It's 4 projects. I'm actually going to show you some of them right now. And yeah, it was a very fun course, very fun course to work on. The course should be available now on the site. I just published it, so it should be right there. And yeah, it's a really great way to get into ZBrush. As Alan's saying right there, if you don't own ZBrush for PC, the ZBrush for iPad version is only like $20. So yeah, it's again, I think, a really nice thing. So we did 4 projects. Let me show you them. I'm gonna show them here on ZBrush for PC, which is another one of the very cool things about the ZBrush for iPad. It communicates seamlessly with ZBrush for PC. So this is the first project. We work on this in chapter number 1, and with this we go over the main things, right? Primary forms, secondary forms, the details, like all of the things that you need to know. I made this sort of like a, like a realistic, cool looking modern art sculpture of this rhino. We might 3D print this. I'm actually 3D printing the angel statue right now. It's downstairs. It's finishing the curing process. I'm gonna show you in just a couple of minutes. But yeah, this was exercise or chapter number 1, my friends. This rhino right here. Then we go on to chapter number 2. This one is it's a favorite of mine. David always makes fun of me because I love doing treasure chests, but this one's a favorite of mine because we go over a lot of modeling things that we have inside the ZBrush, right? Polygroups, grouping, deformers, C-spheres, all of the things that you need to do something that's not necessarily a character or a creature, but something that's more like a prop. And we do this very fun little treasure chest right here. Then we jump onto chapter number 3, and this one is one of my favorite as well, because we do this character right here, good old Mr. Jackal and Mr. Hyde. Do you guys know that story? Let me go, let's go to like a nicer render here. Let's go material, and let's increase the ambient a little bit. Oh. So I'm not sure if you guys know this story, but it's the story of it's an old book, I think, where there's the scientist that's trying to look for the monster, someone that's like doing bad stuff, right? And his name is Mr. Jackal. And it turns out, this is a spoiler alert, but it turns out that he was the monster all along. It's a very famous trope. And with this one, we're gonna explore polypaint, we're gonna explore a little bit of like facial anatomy and facial forms for this stylized character. And one of my favorite things here, we're gonna be looking at how to create this transition right here. Look at that. So it's not really animation, but we're going to be looking at morph targets and all of the different ways in which we can create like our stuff. And finally, the big project for this course is this one right here, the angel statue. So in this angel statue, one of the things that I wanted to do was to show you guys my process. Like, hey, we're just gonna start sculpting something that we like. We're gonna start sculpting something cool. And yes, we're gonna be discovering and learning about new tools and new techniques as we go through it. But this is gonna be the result right here, okay? So those are the 4 projects. There's more little exercises that we do on the course. We talk about the dynamic system, we talk about custom brushes, we talk about rendering, like turntables and movies and things like that. So we do a little bit of all of the elements. It reminds you of Calacachitas, yeah, a little bit of that. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the ZBrush for iPad course. It's a very good foundational course, I think. So if you're also getting, for instance, if you're a Blender user and you're learning a little bit more about sculpting and you want to do more professionally looking sculpts, because even though Blender has a really strong sculpting system, it's still not up to the level of what you can achieve here with ZBrush. This is a great way to learn about the interface, because I know, especially this one right here, the ZBrush for PC interface, can be quite overwhelming, right? Because we see buttons and menus and things all over the place. And when you switch to the iPad, which has such a refined UV, such a clean and like precise UI, sorry, you're just gonna love the process. You're gonna really like the process. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the ZBrush for iPad. Let me show you the thumbnail here real quick. Let's go here. Where is it? Over here. We even have a Wolf Girl, thanks for the bits. We even have a little bit of a couple of videos at the very end where we talk about rendering, and we do the render in Blender, so it's free, anyone can do it, and I explain how to do that. We also have, of course, the portfolio presentation course there. So yeah, this is the final cover here. There we go. Yeah, the UI on PC can be a little bit overwhelming. I've gotten used to it after using it for so many years, but it's definitely one of those things that definitely takes a little bit of time to really understand. So I just finished 3D printing the angel, as I mentioned on the little intro video or the promo video. One of the cool things about ZBrush is that it can be used for so many things. I have friends who have done dental pieces for dentists, for reconstruction. I have friends who do jewelry. I have other friends who do collectibles. Of course, video games, films, commercials, like all of these things are commonly, or one of the common things that we use ZBrush for. But there's so many other things that ZBrush as a tool can really help you to achieve some interesting things. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like it? Here's one more little like sneak peek, guys. This angel statue is the first piece of one of the projects that we're going to be working on later on, okay? I know we've been talking about the environment course. Believe me, it's still there. It's still on the pipeline, and we will be using this angel as part of one of the, you know, tombs on the environment that we're going to be creating. There we go. Welcome, Whistler. Welcome here to the stream. Now, give me just one more minute, okay? Like, I don't want to run, but let's try this. I'm gonna try and play the trailer one more time, which is like a minute long. Let's see if I can get back in time to show you the 3D printed angel, okay? So, let's go. Welcome to ZBrush for iPad, 3D Sculpting Simplified. Digital sculpting doesn't have to be intimidating and difficult. The first step to become great at 3D art is to learn the fundamental principles of digital sculpt, and that is exactly what this course is for. In this course, we will go over different exercises where you will learn about the interface, the brushes, the tools, and most importantly, the thought process that you need to follow when creating any digital sculpture. Digital sculpting can be used for games, films, commercials, illustrations, 3D printing, and so much more. And ZBrush for iPad is an excellent way to start your 3D journey. Throughout these lessons, we will cover all of the important tools within ZBrush, such as Dynamesh, Polypaint, the brushes, adding detail, and even some presentation and render at the end. All of this so that you can sculpt freely, without having any fear of the technicalities, and so that you can focus solely on the creative part of the process. Ready to bring your ideas to life? Let's get sculpting, and don't forget, always learning, always improving. I actually did it. I went and got the statue. Ta-da! So this right here is the angel statue that you just saw there on the video. And I literally 3D printed this overnight. It took about 9 hours. But this is one of those things that I really like about the digital world in general. The fact that not too long ago, literally last week, I was thinking about this on my mind, and I sculpted it on the go. Well, not on the go here in the studio, right? Because I was recording, but you could technically sculpt this on the go, on your favorite couch, on your bed, while waiting for the bus, or if you're in the airport or something. And now, a couple of hours later, we have this as a physical reality object that we can use in our D&D games, for instance, that you could sell. I'm thinking about doing like one of those book things that holds things together. But for now, this one's now gonna go. Oh, we're getting really crowded in here, but this one's gonna go here to the wall of projects. There we go. So we got our angel statue now there, ready for the whole thing. So yeah, that guy, as I just mentioned, because I know people are asking about the environment course. That angel will go through the process of retopology, we'll go to texturing, and we're gonna get it ready for the game engine, of course. Okay, so the environment course is one of the upcoming courses, but it's definitely gonna take a little bit of time because it involves way more softwares than what we normally do when we're just teaching one specific like pipeline or one specific software. So the announcement, Anjana, the announcement. Let's go here to. There we go, right here. The announcement was that we have our new course is ready. It's ZBrush for iPad. It's like a foundational course for anyone who wants to get into digital sculpting and wants to learn about ZBrush. Do I have to be familiar with the desktop server? No, Dr. Mo. That's the amazing thing. If you've never used ZBrush on the PC version, this one is all about the iPad version. So we are gonna jump onto the PC version at the very end of the course, so that I can show you a couple of things that you can do on the PC version. But all of these things that you see right here, all of these characters and the treasure chest, the angel, the rhino, all of them were done completely in ZBrush for iPad. There we go. So a couple of hours to print your cartridge, a couple of minutes, a number between 2 and infinity, like in mine. No, it took that one literally took 9 hours to print, or 8.5 hours, plus half an hour of the curing time and the cleanup time. Any information for a female anatomy course? Kidding, serious question. This course is only for iPad users, right? Well, you can use this course. That's a great question, Anthony. You can use this course to learn about ZBrush for PC. Here's what I would recommend. Like, let's say you don't have an iPad, but you do like the course. You like the characters, or you like the exercises, and you want to do it, right? What I would recommend is for you to go to the site. There we go. We now have it right there. So we would recommend, or I would recommend for you to go to the site, go to the ZBrush stylized character, and just take the first couple of lessons. This one. Welcome to ZBrush, the interface, Redshift. Some of these ones are free, so you don't have to pay for this course just yet. But you can take the first couple of lessons just to understand the interface from the PC version. And all of the tools that you have on the iPad version can be used on the PC version. However, if you have the PC version, the ZBrush stylized character has more content. It's like double the amount of content, like 20 hours. So yeah. Do you have any videos or know any videos for poly painting? We do cover poly painting on the on the course, my friend. So both on the ZBrush for iPad and on the ZBrush stylized characters, we do cover the poly paint process. But there's a Wolverine video I did a couple of months back, so that you can check it out as well, Jordebo, on the YouTube channel. So yeah, there we go. That's the other announcement, my friends. I'm really happy. I really enjoyed this course, to be honest. It was really interesting. Have you ever thought of a plasticity program for modeling some hard surface? I've seen it before, Ivy Jerky. I've definitely seen it, but I have not used it. I don't do a lot of hard surface stuff. And when I do, as you saw on the last or on the past live stream, I usually will do it inside of Maya. I'll just do it in Maya. Let's see, do we have any more questions right now? Yeah, it turned out pretty clean, Casey. The 3D print was very nice. Why does your webcam looks better, sharper than on YouTube? You mean on the, sometimes on the shorts, when I'm editing the shorts or preparing the shorts, I need to crop out, right? I need to scale this, so the shorts will look very blurry. Sometimes I re-record the shorts, so I sort of like a dub myself on top of the whole thing. So yeah, have we used Nomad Sculpt? Yes, I have, Wintra. We actually have a live stream where we used Nomad Sculpt a couple of months ago when I got my leg hurt. But now that I've used ZBrush for iPad, the experience is just way, way better. Oh, I'm not sure about that, Igor. I'm not sure if Twitch is doing some sort of like weird compressing, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, cool. So I actually don't have anything specifically prepared for today, but I thought we maybe could do a little bit of sculpting here in ZBrush to celebrate the launch of the new course. Let me check the list to see if I'm missing any important bits of information. So, new course release done. Tupogon licenses as prizes for all the winners done. There's new, like there's new, again, of course, now that I finished this course, I need to start planning and preparing the next one. So I'm not gonna spoil yet what that one's gonna be, but we are definitely preparing and working towards the next content. So we're definitely gonna have another course relatively soon, more information there. The contest is getting closer, so we have 2 more weeks. And yeah, we have it's funny, I think we're really getting noticed because we're getting more collaborations, we're getting more like sponsorships and things like that. Yes, the female anatomy is definitely one in the pipeline, Anthony. It's probably gonna be a little bit later than what we have in the next couple of months, but it's one that I definitely want to do, and we already have the idea. So the idea for the the idea for the female anatomy course is that's gonna be the enemy of Duncan, right? So we're gonna have the villain of the story, and that way we're gonna have like a scene where both of the characters are in the same place. So we're definitely like that one. The cool thing about that one is that I already have the idea. I just need to figure out a good time slot to do the process and record. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter than the Duncan course, because ideally you should take the Duncan course first and then we jump straight into the female anatomy course, so that we just go through the motions of sculpting the female form, right? All of the information about muscles and the theory, that should already be covered on the Duncan course. Take my money, says Anthony. There we go. Can we spool Deng today? Who's Deng? Is that the little hippo? Oh. 1 second. Deng. Yeah, that's the little hippo, right? Yeah, I saw a couple of memes around it. Yeah, we can do Deng. I really like this picture of him. It's like, he chose violence this day. Oh, that's so cute. Let's see. So, yeah, that was... let's get pure rough real quick. Oh, yeah, so I was talking about collaborations. I got a message. Last week, and you guys are not gonna believe what brand. It's a mobile game that wanted to collaborate. I said no, but can you guys guess who contacted me and like, hey, we wanna work with you? It's a very famous like Ath game. No, not Free Fire. Raid Shadow Legends, that's right. I got a message from Raid Shadow Legends, and they were like, hey, we saw your stuff, we really like it, do you want to do collaborations? I didn't even answer, because one thing that I was very, very, committed to since we started this project is like, I'm never gonna like sponsor or collaborate with a brand or something that I don't consume or that I don't believe in, so no. So no, we're not gonna work with Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad game. I've never played it, but I've seen so many ads of it, and most people, or at least the opinion that I've seen from it, it's like, hey, I don't think it's like the best decision for us. Have you seen the units? Yeah, no, the models look great, but I think it's like a gacha game, right? Like so that's I'm not sure how predatory it is with its microtransactions, but yeah, no, and some of the commercials they're really, really good, but I don't know, I don't like that strategy. Yeah, as White Mind says, or no, who was saying? Rachel Legends is saying it's good. Yeah, it's really good. Oh no, Alan saying Raid's strategy is to get as many people to talk about the game, but not really playing it. Yeah, but it's weird, right? Yeah, it's weird. No, not only decent, man. They're quite nice. There you go. White Minus is confirming that it's very predatory. Bam Bam says accepting rate sponsor means losing future credibility. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. It's like, oh no, if I take this, even if it's, they didn't offer any specific amount of money. I'm not sure how much they usually offer, but I knew this. Like, if I take this, it's just gonna tank our credibility. Like we all, for some reason, unfortunately, it has a bad reputation, right? So. Pay to continue growing. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of those like mobile games are like that. So why did Muden got so famous? That's a question. I know he's cute as fuck, but no, I don't mind gacha games, to be honest. I've played a few in my life. But there's some that are definitely predatory, and some that are like, okay, you can get away with being a free-to-play. They should offer to put the winner creature in the game. Pablos, yes, Pablos, we announced 2 things, or actually 3 things. So the first thing is that Topogon is going to be adding licenses, so free Topogon licenses, to the winners of our Creatures Unleashed contest. That's the first piece of news. The second piece of news is that we just released our newest course, which is our ZBrush for iPad course, which is a really good foundational course to learn about not only ZBrush for iPad, but also digital sculpting as a whole. So if you've been thinking about learning digital sculpting and you got an iPad, that's a really, really good course for to get, I think. Path of Exiles, there you go. It's like one of the best free-to-play. Oh, Path of Exile is good. Yeah, Path of Exile is really good. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being sponsored by them. Yeah, there's some good free-to-play games. I mean, I know League of Legends gets a lot of like crap because of its player base, but for it being a free-to-play game, I mean, models are amazing, gameplay is tight. So yeah, I'm not saying there's no like free-to-play games that that are not good. Like, there's some really, really good ones out there. It's just that there's also some very predatory ones. I remember playing because a friend of mine recommended it. And it was the AFK Journey or AFK Legends or something like that. And the character design was nice. I liked it. But same stuff. Like, you had to get a unit like 10 times. And you had to get like the specific premium currency to what's the word? Wish for it, right? And then see if you got it. So like a lottery system, the gacha system. It's just like, nah, man. I'd rather pay 60 bucks for a full game, right? That I know I'm going to be able to play for a long time. Rather than play a casino machine slot machine and see if I get the character that I want, right? Kevin Dimage, I missed something. Where's the challenge? What challenge, Kevin? You mean the contest? You missed the contest news? We've been announcing it quite a bit for the past couple of weeks, man. So it's called Creatures Unleashed. Make sure to check the channel and to check the Discord. It's the event that's running this month. So you still have 2 weeks, so you can definitely be part of it. But yeah, what is the difference to got you like a mentor and buy your course only to know now you're on? Excuse me. What is the difference to got you like a mentor and buy your course only to now know you're on think tank? I'm not sure I understand the question, Anthony. Like, what's the difference between one and the other? I mean, as a mentor, I'm mainly helping the students create their projects. So it's not like I'm giving them like a full class or anything. It's expected that once you get to that point, you already know your stuff. And the courses, well, they will teach you the stuff. So if you don't know the stuff, then the courses are really good. But the other thing is I don't know everything. Like, there's classes, there's courses, there's pipelines, there's elements that I don't know about. So going to a school and learning from other teachers is always, of course, a good idea. Those cute little hippos, when they grow up in Africa, kill more people than lions and elephants combined, sadly. So cute does not mean safe. Yeah, hippos are one of the most dangerous creatures on Earth, right? I think. Like, from statistics. Like, I remember as a kid, I was really scared of like sharks. and then you read how many sharks actually like attack someone every year, and it's less than 20 or something. And then you read how many of those who they attack actually die, and it's like 1 or 2 maybe. So yeah. There you go, John. What's the special announcement, Hudson? We got a bunch of them. New, well, not free Top Gun licenses for the winners of our contest. New ZBrush for iPad course available now on the site. Actually, David, one more thing that we need to do is we need to set the ZBrush trailer to public, I think, so that people can find it on the YouTube channel as well. What's about the contests? Guys, you need to, that's why you need to join the Discord, guys, so that you know what's going on here and you don't miss the important notifications. So a couple of weeks ago, on the last week of September, actually, we announced that we were going to be doing a contest throughout October called Creatures Unleashed. I forgot another one. What did I forget? Another one of the lists? Oh, yeah, dude. Why did I forget about this? Guys, you guys are gonna kill me. I can't believe I forgot. Yeah. I forgot another, yeah. I got so excited about the course and about the stuff and the contest. I totally forgot about it. Guys, we're having a giveaway today. We're giving away 3 courses. Yeah, that's it, solid. We're giving away 3 courses. You can pick the ZBrush for iPad course. You can pick any of the courses, and the giveaway is gonna be happening as usual in our Discord channel. So let me show you real quick. You're gonna go to the Discord channel right here, and there's gonna be an events right here. Sarin is preparing stuff, and once the thing, there we go, it's now prepared. So you need to click on this little party popper thing on the events channel. And once you click on it, in 30 minutes, we are gonna have 1 winner. So I get this question all the time. Hey, can you give me 1 course? Can you give me a coupon? Can you give me a code? We don't do that. I don't like doing that, but I do like doing giveaways. So today we're gonna have a giveaway. Oh wait, I didn't see. See, that's why I'll just get, there we go. So you go to the Discord channel, you go to the notice board, and on the events tab, there's gonna be this giveaway bot, and you just click on that little party popper thingy. And in 30 minutes, we are gonna know who the winner of 1 course of your choice. I'm gonna contact you after the live stream. You just tell me, hey, I want this course. It could be the ZBrush for iPad course. It could be any of the other courses, and you're gonna get it for free. This is, again, a thank you from us, from David, from me, to you guys for all of the amazing support, and of course, to celebrate the launch of our new course. There you go, Lord Tellum. Thank you for the sub, man. Thank you very much. So, yeah, Sanson, sorry about that. I just got like distracted by our cute little hippo right here, and I totally forgot that we were doing giveaways. But thank you, David, for reminding me. So let's move this to the side. There we go. And in a couple of minutes, we're gonna know who is going to win. Now let's keep sculpting here our little hippo. Yeah, giveaways. Everyone loves giveaways. There you go. Yeah, Hudson, we're just 600 subs away from 30K, which is going to be a huge milestone here for the channel. Yes, Ilio, we are going to be doing the Dragon Head. We're going to do live streams about it. I'm thinking about doing one next week, like maybe in the middle of the week, just working on the working on the assembly of the element. But then I'm gonna do like a full video showing the whole process. So yeah, it's showing you 9 hours left for the giveaway. No, it should be right. I'm seeing 28 minutes. There we go. I don't know why people are so excited now, but I don't know either. But he's cute, so we're gonna do it. And I've never done a hippo before, so it's gonna be a good practice. So when we're comparing this sort of stuff, this is sort of like a little bit of a sculpting class. We go over this on the ZBrush course, by the way, as well. Oh my god, Wolfger again with the subs. 5 gift subs from Wolfgale. Thank you very much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, Jose, we're gonna link the Discord channel in just a second. David is helping me with that, so it's gonna be linked in just one more minute, okay? So we need to compare what's the distance between this area right here all the way to down here where the jaw ends, and we can definitely see that mine is a little bit too small, so we need to exaggerate this a little bit more. There we go. and that's gonna give us something that looks a lot closer to the character, right? So those comparisons, those are like a measurements, or one of the things that we should always be looking. Yes, the winners, Jonathan, will get a DM. I will DM them directly. I normally don't DM people, but in this case, to make sure that we got everything safe, we will be doing that. We also need to get a get-together sometime. I'm talking with a couple of schools here in Mexico, and I'm seeing if they want to do something like that, like an event where I go and teach a little bit about the 3D world, and then of course we have a little bit of a get together. So that's definitely on the talks. Alan, you're in Monterrey, right, Alan? Are you still in? Are you from XP? You were from XP, right? I'm pretty sure you were from XP. Oh, Reynosa, Alan, dude, I need to talk to you privately. Because we might need to work together on something about like the border. We're not crossing anything illegal, but send me a message on Discord. I was trying to find you the other day. It's like, oh man, I don't remember who it was that was in Reynosa. But send because we've been having a little bit of issue with some of the sponsors trying to send us things, and they can't ship it to Mexico. So we've been trying to find a way to ship it at least close to the border so that we can go for it. So if you can, of course, this will be something that we can discuss and talk about. But if that's something that you could help us with, let me know. No, nothing bad, man, nothing bad. No, Elegoo sent us the 10 kilograms of filament so that we could 3D print the dragon head last month, and it was a mess to go and get them. It was really complicated. Let's see. I want to make a character. Oh, someone had a very good question about sculpting. It says Empress Tiramisu says, would you say sculpting is better than just modeling, or does it depend on the thing? It really depends on the thing, Empress Tiramisu. Like, if you remember, a couple of months ago, or last month, I think, we did the Shalatha like sword from World of Warcraft. There we go. This one. And this one, if you tell me, hey, we need to do this weapon right here, I would not be able to do it as fast here inside of ZBrush as I did inside of Maya. Give me 1 second. I sound like a freaking trumpet. But yeah, it was 10 kilograms of of filament, and they also sent the Metal Gear. Elegoo also sent us the wash and cure station, which is the one that we used to. Well, I just finished using this one for the angel statue, which did a good job. Like in just 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it cured the whole this whole statue right here. I recorded some videos. I'm probably gonna upload them soon on the Instagram channel. But yeah, so I do a lot of 3D printing, and those tools are just freaking amazing. Mr. White, yo, we need some filament, dude. Can you hook us up? Like, imagine if they tell us, hey, you should 3D print the Oni real size. That's gonna be like 100 kilograms of filament. I don't even know where I would fit that guy, though. Meijin Exia says, what's the difference between trim dynamic versus flatten, and when should you use them? That's an excellent question. I love those questions. So trim dynamic, this is technical, okay? Trim dynamic will grab the surface of your object, and it will average out all of the normal information from those things. So everyone knows what the normal is. Have you heard about that what's the word, that concept before? If not, let me show you real quick. Oh, we got a hype chest. What do we get here? Oh, we get Chilker Emote. I don't know how that works, but there we go. Choo choo. I don't know what this thing's doing freaking Twitch, but there we go. We got a hype chest on the way. So every single time you have a face on the 3D world, it has something called the normal, which is the direction that face is facing. So the camera on your 3D softwares, they read that information. They're like, oh, this face is facing on this direction, therefore I need to give it this specific shade of color, right? This one is facing up, which is closer to the light, so I need to shade it a little bit lighter. So something like this right here. And this one's again facing away from me, so I'm gonna shade it a little bit darker. So thanks to that, the camera knows again how they should shade each face on the 3D software. In ZBrush, the trim dynamic will analyze that information of the normals of the faces, and it will average them out. So see how when I go and do this right here, it creates a plane, but that plane sort of like follows the curvature of the object. Well, that's not the same thing for the flatten brush, because the flatten brush will grab whatever you selected first and it will just push them all to the same plane. See how there's no curve right there, or there's barely any curve? So it just, exactly, it just flattens it. It's just like a flat plane. So if you want like a really strong flat plane, that one's really good. Especially when you want to create like divisions like that, the flatten brush is really good. But if you want to be a little bit more aggressive and just sort of like average out everything and again get like a hard surfacey effect, the train dynamic is going to allow you to do it. Okay, that's the, again, the technical difference between those brushes. Let's see, do I get any more questions? Are you planning to do any ZBrush tutorial for ZBrush? Johnny Trasco! Johnny, my man. We just released the course. We literally just announced it 30 minutes ago. We just have the new course, which is ZBrush for iPad 3D Sculpting Simplified, where we go exactly through the things that you're talking about. It's 10 hours of content. We go over 4 different exercises plus a bunch of smaller ones, and you can use it to learn about ZBrush for iPad. We do have some videos where I do like first-hand impressions on the ZBrush for iPad. They're here on the channel. Yeah, there's the, like, literally, we just released this course 30 minutes ago. So yeah, there we go. Give me. Hello, Jose Ban. What's up, man? Yeah, you're welcome, Johnny. Yeah, check it out. It's on the site. Again, it's like 9 hours of content. We go through all of the things. It includes the project files. It's real time, so we don't rush anything. I go through every single part of the process. So for rocks, is better flatten or trim dynamic? It really depends on the type of rock that you're doing, right? If you're just doing like a brick, then I'll probably just flatten. But if you're going for something that's a little bit more interesting, you can mix and match like a bunch of them. Oh, I love the little ears that he has. That's just a snake hook. There we go. What is the best place or site to look for a job, Pedro Lampreya? So the 3 most common ones that I've seen are LinkedIn, ArtStation, and there's I'm not sure if Glassdoor also goes or does job postings. Going directly to the, like, knowing about the studios and going directly to those sites is also a good idea. And then there's this site called Work for Indies. We've been sort of like mentioning it quite a bit on the past live streams. And the Work for Indies like site also has like postings of available like job positions on the industry. There you go. By the way, guys, if you are subbed on Twitch, or you get gifted a sub by our amazing supporter here, Wolf Girl, you get access to a special role on Discord, right, David? I believe. By the way, how's the Discord contest going? 18 more minutes, guys. 18 more minutes. We have a giveaway going on right now, guys. So if you're on the Discord channel, you can jump into the events section and you can click on the events tab. And there's a little like party popper thingy that you can click on, and you can win a free course of your choice. Any course. So go on to Discord and participate if you're not there yet. Thank you, Alan. Thank you very much, my friend. I'll answer to you once the stream is finished. And yeah, we should totally do a get together again. I'm gonna talk again to there's a school in Monterey that I worked with a couple of years ago. Let's see if they want to do like an event where we do like some sculpting or something. What's the difference between flatten and high polish or hard polish? They're similar, Christine. Hard polish will respect the plane. So again, if we go to the flatten and we flatten, as you can see, it can remove like areas, right? So it can really push, like, see how much it goes from this like heel to this like flatten area. So it really pushes it. And the polish hard, it'll just flatten it to that specific area. It won't remove as much volume. I really like polish hard as well. By the way, one thing that you can do, Christine, is just literally play around with them. Do a quick sculpt and check the difference. Like, see how they behave and how different the results are based on the brush that you're using. That's a really good way to learn the software. Just try it out. Like, you're not gonna break it, believe me. I've tried. So you're not gonna break the software, and you're gonna be able to discover how it works in a nicer. The eyes are way higher up. There we go. Unrelated purchase. Unrelated question by Sansan. I purchased a brush set. Is there a way to add them to the library instead of importing them each time? Yes, Sansan, of course. So what you're gonna do, and you can do this on ZBrush for iPad as well, we go over that in the video. You need to navigate, if you're in PC, you need to navigate where your softwares are installed. So for instance here, I normally install all of my softwares on a different drive, and you're gonna go to the version of ZBrush that you wanna work on. I'm gonna go to the ZBrush palette, and here you drop the folder or all of your brushes. So for instance, the one that I dropped here is, if I'm not mistaken, the orb brushes. Oh no, you know what, actually, because this is ZBrush 2020.5. Okay, so let's go to 2024. So if I go here, ZBrush, you're gonna see that I have my, like this one, ZBrush Marble Damage, which I use quite a bit. So I'm gonna Control C, and then I'm gonna go to ZBrush 2025, ZBrushes, and I'm gonna drop it here. There we go. So now it's right here. And if I go to Lightbox and then Brushes, the new folder is gonna be right here. So here we go, Marble Damage. So now anytime I need to access them, I can access them through here. Hasn't sculpted the hippo before yet, near perfect just from one picture. Well, you want to know the secret, Empress? Do you want to know the secret to being able to sculpt anything? It's understanding the underlying forms. Because I can see what like the picture, I can see the picture, and I can see where the highlights are, I can see where the shadows are, and if you do that, you can sculpt anything. That's the most important thing, and that's why this is so important, guys. And you guys know me because I've been doing this ever since I started teaching. I've been doing this with every single course, all the way back to the first course I ever created for another brand called Victory 3D. That was the first course I ever did. It's stupid. It's very, very stupid to learn the software and just learn the tools of the software. Like, oh, Dynamesh does this. Oh, Clay Buildup does this. Oh, Train Dynamic does this. It's stupid to learn that if you don't understand the fundamental principles of why we need the tools to do that, right? So in sculpture, in digital sculpture, the most important thing that we need to understand is that we are either adding volume, removing volume, or modifying the volume. That's all. That's all we do. So when I see this, right, like when I'm working on like this little hippo, for instance, and I see a little highlight here on the snout of the element, I know that I need to add a little bit of volume and remove a little bit of volume from here. Which tool am I going to use? It doesn't matter. I can use a standard brush, I can use Clay Buildup, I can use Trim Dynamic, I can use clay tubes, I can use clay stripes, like I can use any tool that I want. The principle is understanding the why we do things. And that was one of the main goals that I had on this last course, on the ZBrush for iPad course, to remove that fear from you guys, to remove that sort of like hesitation when you're sculpting, and to give you the necessary knowledge of the creative process so that you really know and you really understand how to apply that to anything. You can be doing a hyper-realistic character like Kratos, or you can be doing the most sort of like a cartoon character like Joshi, and the same fundamental principles of sculpting will apply, okay? Of course, there's different techniques, there's different brushes, there's different things that you're gonna be looking on each particular situation. But again, the fundamental stuff It's the most important thing. Let's see, what's the key to creating non-clay-like sculpts? Is it the smooth brush or low poly? Yes, the low poly will definitely help. So if you clean the sculpt with a low poly and then you project the details and keep going, that's gonna make it look less clay-like. But I would say, piss man war, that one of the most important things is plane definition. Very, very commonly, people will be sculpting and everything looks blobby, like if it's made out of Play-Doh, right? And if you want to get rid of that, you need to be a little bit sharper on your planes, because even us, as humans and all of the animals, there are parts of our body, there are parts of our what's the word? Of our silhouettes and stuff that are sharper. So it's very, very important to take that into account. Stranger, has the announcement been made? Yes, it has been made, my friend. Bunch of announcements. We got a giveaway going on, which is gonna end in 8 minutes, so you still have time. We got a new course release. We got Topogun licenses for the winners of the Creatures Unleashed contest. There's gonna be new courses coming, of course, so we're gonna have more collaborations very soon. So yeah, it's a lot of news. That's just the summary of the news. Empress says, I will say I've been modeling for 17 days straight now, and I've begun seeing things in the world as basic shapes. Exactly. Yeah, that's the I was talking with a friend of mine who's a doctor. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm making a mess over here with all this paper. I was talking to a friend of mine who's a doctor, and he told me exactly that. He said, hey, he was asking me about it. It's like, hey, when we go out and you see stuff out there, like, do you think about how you would model it and how you would like sculpt it and things like that? And the answer is yes, like all the time. And he told me the same, like, yeah, when I'm out there and I see people and I see how they walk, or if they sneeze or if they cough, I immediately start thinking about, hey, what kind of like a situation, like medical situation he might have, right? Architects, they'll go out, they'll see the buildings. I don't know, accountants might like look at prices and imagine how, I don't know, taxes are made. Every single career out there will see the world through their own lens, right? And for us as artists, I think we're very privileged because we see the world from a lens of beauty, right? Like, we admire the beauty of nature, of the world, and we try to see how, or we try to understand how we would incorporate those sort of elements in our own work. There we go. I think it's a little bit wide on the top. Kind of looks like a hamster from the top. There we go. Jordevo says, my muscle memory just notices human anatomy without even looking. Yeah, totally valid. Bam Bam says, currently can't afford ZBrush and other expensive patches. Will Blender be enough to get a portfolio going? Yes, it can. Like, you can do some really good stuff with Blender. Eventually, you might need to jump and invest on some of the other softwares. But Blender can get you like really far ahead. Let's work a little bit on the ear. There we go. 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes for the winner of the first giveaway. We're gonna have 2 more giveaways. So if you don't win, don't worry. You still got 2 more chances. 2 more chances. And I think we got a good number of participants right now. Yeah, almost 100 participants. So your chances are quite high. It's pretty much like like getting a 5-star on Genshin, guys. So not that bad. Unfortunately, we don't have a PD system here, but yeah. Sam Wright says, hello, bro. How can I enhance a CC4 ready-made character with textures on Substance Painter? If you have proper UVs, but you're going to have to jump into Substance and start going layer by layer. I'm not sure if you've seen that I have the Substance Painter like course. That one covers skin, it covers armor, it covers like a bunch of different things. We do tattoos and we do like a lot of very nice blends, so you might wanna check that one. Jose Tracta, we're gonna yeah, sure, let me show you how to participate. David, can you share the link on YouTube, because I know we got some new viewers there that are not on the Discord. So here on the Discord, you're gonna get in, and once you get in, you will go to the notice board, and here on the events channel, there's gonna be this giveaway bot. You need to click on this little party popper thingy, and if you click on that one, you're gonna enter into the raffle. Okay, if this is the first time you're joining Discord, there's a little bit of a wait period, so you might not be able to get on this first giveaway, but again, there's gonna be 2 more. Okay, so just be patient, even if you win the first giveaway, can you participate? Yeah, even if you, yeah, I mean, if you're that lucky, go for it. The odds would be like really low though, but it's possible. Let's make the ears a little bit thinner. I love this guy, he's very funny. He does look like a little rat though. Is Marmoset easier than Substance? Which do you prefer? Oh, that's a great question, Sansan. I recently started exploring more in depth the baking tools within Marmoset. They are amazing. Like I used to be a true believer of the power of bakes inside the Substance, and they're still really good. But if I had to rank them, I would give the Substance Painter baking tools like an 80 out of 100. The Marmoset tools are 110 out of 100. They're like, I was blown away by all of the things that we can do inside of Marmoset 5 for bakes. For texturing, it's a similar process to Substance. I still don't feel as comfortable as I do inside of Substance, but it's really good. I would switch that there, right? Like, I would say Substance is 110 maybe in texturing compared to Marmoset, and Marmoset is like an 80 out of 100. That might be my personal opinion right now. The new Marmoset, Casey, the new one, Marmoset 5. However, rendering, Marmoset just like blows everyone out of the water. So yeah, it's one of those like tricky situations. But yeah, I was surprised, like, because I did some tests back in the day, and I really didn't see that much of a difference. But I was doing some, like, one of the personal projects I mentioned I'm working on required some very specific ways of like setting the bakers. And I couldn't really do it like properly inside of Painter, and when I did it in Marmoset, it was just like flawless and fast. So it was like, damn, this is good. And I was doing this on my laptop, which is not as powerful as my PC here, and I was just like, yeah, definitely blown away. I follow your course in Marmoset, and yeah, I did that. That's a very old course, Dr. Mo. I think that's like 4 years old or 3 years old or something. The complete guide to Marmoset 4. I definitely need to update that one, because even when I recorded that one, I didn't have all of the, like, it has a bunch of good information, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like I missed or forgot to add something. It has all of the necessary stuff, but there's so much more like stuff nowadays that I definitely need to include. Can I ask why your viewport is box shaped? Yes, it's because of this zoom right here. So for some reason it's like changing it. You can go to document, and then on the width right here we can just increase this, resize, yes, and there we go. So now the viewport is complete. Lady Pina. So here what I need to do is I need to try and find like the same angle on Moon here, so that I can see how close or not I am to the actual character. Yeah, it's definitely related. Like, most of the tools are still gonna be there. So yeah, you're not gonna miss a lot of things. but I still think like I definitely need to do a new one. Because again, well, first of all, that one's on the old brand, on the old team that I was working for. So I need to have one, or I would like to have one on the new side. So we'll probably do something like that soon. What would you rate Blender's rendering in comparison to Marmoset? Ooh, dude, you want to you really want to get me canceled, right, man? It's really good. Like, I did the render for this new course on Blender, like the clay renders that we did, that was Blender, and I really liked it. It was really fast. But for real time, I feel like you get nicer results in the Marmoset. You can get them in Eevee, but it does require a lot of technical setup, and Marmoset is just way cleaner for the get-go. Seraphine says, I missed the beginning of today's stream. What's the special announcement? The special announcement, my friend, is that we've now released our newest course, which is the ZBrush for iPad course. It's a foundational course where I teach you all the things that you need to know, not only about ZBrush, but also about digital sculpting. The second news is that we got a giveaway, and the first winner is Shizuma Okami. Congratulations, Shizuma Okami. You won the first giveaway of today. We're going to have 3 giveaways. This is the first one. So 2 more to go. David is going to prepare the next one. Shizuma Okami, I'm going to be messaging you very soon on Discord as soon as we finish the stream, and you can tell me which course you want to get. So congratulations, my friend. Congratulations, Shizuma, for this. It's very similar. I'm not going to be able to do it today, ArtB, but I do want to do a video. Someone suggested this on the channel, where I try to texture and bake the same asset on Substance and on Marmoset. So we're gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna do that very soon. We're gonna do a sort of like a side-by-side comparison of how they each behave, the setup process, and the final result. Okay, we're gonna try to keep everything procedural and stuff like that. Can your model be composed of multiple creatures? If multiple creatures are like merge or something, like a chimera or something like that, then yes. But if it's just like multiple creatures on the scene, no. Multiple creatures on the scene, it's not gonna apply. There we go, Shizuma. Yeah, there you go, man. Congratulations, my friend. We have one more giveaway, and it just started. So guys, you can go to the Discord channel. We're gonna again link the thing in the chats, in both chats, in just a second, and you can check how you can click on this little party popper thing, and in 30 more minutes we're gonna decide who the next winner is. Let's see, which pen tab is best for ZBrush? I've been using Huion for the past couple of years, and I'm really happy with the brand, to be honest. There's a couple of hiccups here and there sometimes with the drivers, but other than that, I think the relationship between price and quality is really good. I am using a pen display right now, which is this one. Is the Huion Canvas 13 Pro. They actually sent this to me earlier in the year. But before that, I used to have a Huion Canvas 16 that I now use with my laptop. So yeah, and I recently bought a Huion, I don't remember the exact one, but it was a pen tab that I bought for a cousin of mine. So yeah, I really like that one. For a 3D print on a single pedestal, you would put multiple creatures into one, wouldn't you? I'm not sure I understand the question, Seraphine. You can participate on the link that's just above you, Isafril. So I'm not sure if you can see it because you just joined or something, but there's a link literally on top, like 2 comments above your question, and that's the one so that you can go into our Discord channel and you can participate. Now I'm guessing Moon has like a tongue, right? Like he has to have like a tongue. Let's add it as a different subtool though. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I definitely want to do a Marmoset tutorial as well. There we go. Now Moon has a... Oh no! ZBrush cut. There we go. Thank you for the follow, Gabri. Thank you for the follow. Oh, did I hate when I change this. I'm gonna delete that freaking thing. So I always forget to place the stream and then the chat is gone. Let's see. I want to make a character that has its appearance described in books, but almost no visual representation. Would this count in your creature competition? You can use fan art. We've talked about it before. Just keep in mind that since it's not an original creation, you might not get as many points in the design, sort of like part of the portion, as some others who will be creating their creatures from scratch. But if you want to do that, I mean, again, you're not going to be disqualified. Can you please talk about baking on Substance Painter? Because anytime I bake duplicates some part of the body, I duplicate some part of the body. That might be because you have mirrored UVs or you're repeating UVs. Yeah, we're just gonna quick save for now. Oh, there's one very cool thing about the new ZBrush, and this is on the ZBrush for iPad as well. They added these new materials, which are from Monster Clay. So Monster Clay is this brand of clay from the real world that you can use, and there's this, for instance, this Monster Clay Brown. It's really freaking good. Like, it looks very, very nice. I really like the look of it. And one thing you can do is you can go to materials and you can change the ambient, up it up a little bit, or even the diffuse here, and that's gonna give you a little bit more color. So if it's a little bit too dark for your taste, you can do that. But look at that. That almost looks like the like the little character right there. We almost got the tone. Technically, we could, for instance, let's do color. Well, mRGB color fill object. And then let's use the standard brush with a soft alpha. Let's go a little bit like darker. Oh wait, didn't fill the color. So let's say color, fill object, and then we go a little bit darker. Let's turn off CAD. Let's turn on RGB. And we can already give it a little bit of I think it's a little bit darker, more saturated. There we go. I don't usually work with what's the word? I don't usually work with polypaint, to be honest. I find it a little bit distracting, but it's a good way to give yourself an idea of whether or not you're going in the right direction, right? You can turn it off here with this thing. There we go. Let's see. I was testing the Topogon demo. Is there any way to turn off vertex snap? I wanted to copy a finger so I wouldn't have to redo each one, but the vertex gets stuck in the way. Oh, I would need to check that, because I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember one tool off the top of my head that does exactly that, Sebem. But yeah, when is the deadline for the creature challenge? October 30. October 30. Can you render XGen hair in Marmoset? Yes, you can, Casey. Now you can. Now you can. On the Marmoset 5, you can render XGen. Not directly. You need to export it as an Alembic file, similar to how it works when you do that for Unreal. So you export the guides pretty much, or all of the fibers, and then you can render the hairs. So it is possible. When is the deadline for the... yeah. Hello, is the channel for the October portfolio review still open? Because I'd like to share my link. Yeah, I believe it's still open. Noemi Milala. I think it's still open. Yeah, it definitely looks like a mole rat. Let's change it. Let's go there. It looks a little bit more. The nose is really freaking weird. So it goes up and to like to the side on this big, like, little flap of skin. I'm gonna exaggerate a little bit of the features, like the eyes right there, so we can see them. And he's like very surprised, so I'm gonna really open up the eye there. There we go. What is the essence of displacement maps? Displacement map will take the vertex of your element and they will either push them up or down at render time. And for a displacement map to do its job like properly, you need to make sure that you have a good amount of resolution. so that you have a lot of vertices to push or pull depending on the effect, right? That's the essence of displacement maps. They work at render time. They can work at runtime, so like in the game, but they're very heavy because they need, again, a lot of resolution, a lot of geometry, and that much geometry can definitely make it complicated to work with, right? So more often than not, you're going to be using displacement maps on like films or commercials, not too much on games. On games, we use something a little bit different called tessellation, which is similar principle, but a different process. Have I played any Fallout? I played a little bit of Fallout 3 when I was younger. I didn't enjoy the game as much, to be honest. When games are very free, like I get lost very easy. So I lose focus very fast, and I don't enjoy them. So games like Skyrim, games like GTA, Red Dead Redemption, I don't love them, to be honest, because I feel lost. I prefer games that have a little bit more of a linear story that allows for some exploration, but even that happened to me with like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Like it's just too much freedom for me, so I lose focus. Do you know why the opacity maps are shown black in Blender and not transparent? Not sure, man. I will need to check your opacity maps. Make sure that's set to linear color or raw color. That's the first sort of like important point. And also make sure that maybe you need to invert them. Sometimes certain like parameters will take the information the opposite way, so you might need to invert them. Half-Life 2, yeah, Half-Life, but that's just like a shooter, right? Like it's like a story shooter. Yeah, that one, I remember seeing someone play that. I was very young when it came out. When did it came out? Can someone look that up? When did Half-Life 2 came out? Because I remember I was quite young at that time. And that's why I didn't play it as much. Now, as you can see, we're adding a little bit more of like high frequency details. Because we're in a point where our primary forms and our secondary forms are looking good, right? There we go. Deng! Yeah, we're doing Moon. November 16, 2004. Yeah, I was 12 years old. So yeah, I was quite small at that time. I was 12 years old in 2004. My parents were always very careful about the games that we played. We did have consoles, but we pretty much had Nintendo for all of our childhood. It wasn't until I was like 15 years old, probably 16 years old, when we got an Xbox, and then we started playing things like Halo and Gears of War and things like that. So when we were smaller, we used to play a lot of Nintendo, to be honest. There we go. I think the ear is a little bit too big, so the curvature is not exactly right. Craney, you're late. What's the announcement? Oh, we got a bunch of announcements. Announcement number 1. Topogon is sponsoring 5 Topogon licenses for the contest. So all of the winners, not only the grand prize winners, but also the runner-ups, will be getting a free perpetual license to Topogon 3. Second big news, we're having giveaways right now. We're having giveaways on our Discord channel that you can participate on, and you can get any of our courses. And we're doing these giveaways, of course, because we just released our newest course, which is the ZBrush for iPad course, which is a foundational course. It simplifies digital sculpting so that you can start your journey as a digital sculptor, and you can do a lot of stuff. You can do it for games, you can do it for film, you can do it for 3D printing. So that one's out there now. It's available on our site. And yeah, that's pretty much like the big announcements, Craney. Big announcements so far. Get a little bit more volume here. As you can see, I'm also doing a little bit of cleanup. So when I started my work, I always use the clay buildup because I like how fast you can work with it. But it leaves a lot of like strokes, right? Like some people like that. It gives like a impressionist sort of like a effect. But it can also be a little bit dirty. So now's the time to start cleaning up. And you can clean up with trim dynamic. You can clean up with smooth. But if you're doing smooth, be very careful not to overdo it. Also, as you can see, I changed the alpha of my clay buildup to a round alpha. This gives a more organic like feel to the whole thing. So I feel like that helps. Now there's something very funny. Now I realize what this is. You guys know what that is? That's the nasolabial fold. So this right here, he's got a nasolabial fold going down as well. That's interesting. Because even though it's a hippo, it seems like a couple of things from human anatomy can be used as well. Sam right, no man, you guys are the best. It's thanks to you guys that we can do this. Like if the support wasn't here, believe me, like I would have stopped doing this a long time ago. But it's thanks to you guys. I really, really appreciate every single like, every single comment, every single share. I have this little thing that I do every time I get a notification of someone getting a course from the site. I thank the person. Like I don't know, like I'm getting a course like let's say Robert just bought ZBrush for iPad, right? And I like genuinely see the notification. I say thanks, Robert. I hope you like it. Of course, you get the email and you get the confirmation, and I'm there for questions and everything. But I sincerely thank every single one of you every time you get a course, even though I don't do that like public or anything. I always think about every single person that buys the course or supports the channel. It's my way to be grateful, right? And of course by doing these giveaways and just sharing more of this. How many years has it been you working as a 3D sculpting artist? I started my 3D journey in 2011, so 13 years now. 13 years. That was the first time I learned about Maya, ZBrush. There was no Substance Painter back then. I think I've told this story before. When I was at Noman in my final year doing my portfolio, everyone was using Mari. We were all using Mari. That's what they taught us. But I've always found the Mari workflow to be a little bit complicated, especially for games. And I remember telling my teacher then, his name was Matt. Was it Matt? I think it was Matt. Yeah, Matt Rosenfeld. And told him, hey, I want to do this project with Substance. And he was like, oh, I don't know, man. Substance is a very new software. I'm not sure you're going to be able to pull it off. But hey, if you want to try it, go for it. And he told me, and I'm not going to be able to help you as much with like the technicalities of the software because I don't know it. I know Mari and I know Photoshop and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I want to give it a shot because I really believe like Substance has something special. And I did it. I finished it. And he was like, hey, that's actually pretty damn good. You did it. You nailed it. And so I've always been quite proud that I was one of the first of at least my generation there at Noman that adopted Substance and started using it quite a bit. And I've been using it ever since. So yeah. But yeah, like as for your question, Gen V's 14, I've been doing 3D for 13 years. It's been so glad to have that one day on 2011 when you made the decision to go 3D sculpting. Oh, dude, I've told this story before. It's always funny. I was in medicine, right? I was studying to become a doctor. It was my first year of medicine. We were nearing the end of the first year. We were getting close to the final exams. And my mom, she saw me and she was like, this dude's not happy. He's not enjoying this stuff. Even though for a long time I've always said that I wanted to be a doctor. Like ever since I was in like middle school, I was like, I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. But that has to do with a lot of like insecurities and me trying to fulfill the expectations that others had on me. So I passed the medicine school test. I got enrolled, and again, close to the end of the first year, she saw that I was not doing great, anemically, right? Like I was not feeling well, and she said, "Hey, go see a psychologist, talk to them, and see what's going on." And I did. And one of the first things that I realized when I got there, one of the first questions that it was a female psychologist, she asked me, is like, "Hey, are you happy?" And I was like, "No, I'm not happy." and then she was like, "Well, if you could do anything right now, what would you do?" And it's like, "I would go to Canada and learn how to make video games," because at that time the only place I knew that had that sort of like education was Canada. She was like, "Oh well, if that's what you want to do, you should try it." Sorry. And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Screw it, let's do it." And I remember talking to my mom. She's like, "Hey, I don't want to be a doctor anymore." She was like, "Whoa, that's a little bit of a change right there." But that's how my journey started. I didn't go to Canada. I first went to Monterey. I learned locally here with a couple of schools that were teaching that, and we started learning about this. Like, both my parents and I, we were completely like on unfamiliar territory about this whole like 3D world. But we started learning about it, and well, here we are, right? 13 years later. Yes, it did help. Like, that first year of medicine school really helped me with the anatomy knowledge, because yeah, like, we had to go through all of the bones, all of the muscles, all of the systems, all of the things. You don't need that kind of like knowledge, to be honest, nowadays, because people ask me, "Oh, should I learn like medicine?" No, it's different. Artistic anatomy is quite different from medical anatomy, but it has like several things that are on the same line, right? Um. Oh, nice, Lord Tellum. That's really nice. It says, I've updated my Stream Deck, and your content has its own folder, and each curse gets its own button." That's amazing. I don't have a Stream Deck. I have a Stream Deck. I have this thing right here, which is just like a custom like macro keyboard thing, and I printed my own buttons to open my softwares and stuff like that. But yeah, that's cool, man. Nunca pensaste en dar clases? Yeah, I do teach at universities, man. Right now I'm only teaching at one, but during the pandemic I taught at 4 universities at the same time here in Mexico. Well, actually, technically you could say I'm teaching at 2 right now. I'm teaching one here in Mexico. It's called Universidad Carolina, and the other one that I'm teaching at is I'm doing a role as a mentor at Think Tank right now. I started this semester, and hopefully we can go for more. Let me see. That's a weird little bump right there that I'm missing. Toasted 3D says, "I had a similar journey, but instead of a doctor, I was studying to be an architect." Yeah, and you know what? I do feel like that's a little bit of a problem that we have with society right now. That's the fact that they tell us that we need to pick a career very early on our age. Like, we're very young. We're like 17 or 18. It's like, who the fuck knows what you want to do at that point, right? Like, it's very, very difficult to pick a specific career path at that point. So yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. And it's very interesting, because now I look back to all of my friends from high school, or my peers. Not everyone was my friend, of course, but all of my peers from high school, and I would say only about maybe half of them actually like ended up working as the new businesses or new projects or new things, and it just again changes the course of your life quite a bit. So, how's the situation in LATAM? Yeah, so Latin America has a lot of outsourcing going on. So there's a lot of studios that do outsource for bigger studios, because of course the pay here is smaller than the ones that do in Europe or in the US. There's a lot of commercial work, like advertisement, a lot of advertisement work. And there's quite a bit of like manufacturing work. So especially here in the region where I'm at, we have a lot of factories that make cars and appliances and things like that. And they do require like 3D visualizations, renders, virtual tours, like things like that. So it's not a lot of games and films and things like that, but there's a lot of work, to be honest. If you keep your mind open, there's quite a bit of opportunities. There you go. Stranger also has a very interesting story there. He started to become a neurosurgeon. Halfway through pre-med, he decided to become a software engineer. 2 semesters since he joined the military, 9/11 happened. Then he finished his software engineer degree, was unhappy, and ended up getting a 3D artist like degree. Yeah, and that's when I was talking about this with David the other day. It's like, hey, how weird is it? Like, never as a young kid or even as a student when I was learning 3D did I imagine that I was going to be a content creator. Like, there's no content creator classes out there, or at least I don't think there are. So this was not on my bingo card. It's not something that I thought about at any point. But hey, here we are, and I'm enjoying it. I love it. But that's pretty much. It's a baby hippo, a Deng, right? Like Deng is the name of the actual like character, the actual animal. Let's do a little bit of an eyelid here, so I can see like a little bit of a membrane going around this area. Yeah, I think this is Deng or something. 3D Manic says, I actually have an MBA in marketing. I started learning 3D when I started my bachelor's degree at the university and got my first job in a mobile game company, 2 years working in marketing. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of mobile game work out there. I know mobile games tends to get this sort of like bad rep because it's not like oh, it takes away money and stuff like that. But if you just want to pay the bills, there's a lot of like work for mobile games. I had a good peer. He's very, very talented, and most of the stuff he has been doing in the past couple of years, it's NFTs. Hey, that pays the bills. I mean, even though I don't agree with NFTs, if you're fine, go for it. That's one very important thing you guys need to understand about this journey. There's the artistic journey and your personal journey and the things that you really like and the things that you really want to do. And there's also the professional journey. And sometimes on the professional journey, you're going to be working on products, games, or things that you might not necessarily agree with. As long as they don't go against your values and morals, I think you're fine. But you gotta understand that. What is the name of this animal? Oh yeah, I already answered that. Yeah, exactly. If you're happy with what you're doing, just keep going. Let's mirror this again. There we go. My opacity maps are made in Substance. It has to do something with the connection then, man. You can go to the Discord channel and send a picture on the help channel with your shader connections, so that I can see how you're dealing with it, and we can go from there. It's probably something on the connections of the opacity map. Let's add a little bit of the gums. There we go. Did you see the announcement of Photoshop, the new AI auto integration and all that? I mean, I've been using a little bit of AI inside of Photoshop. I haven't used everything, but no, I haven't seen that announcement. What do you think is the best place to meet people who you can do projects with, mainly game making? It depends a lot on the region where you're at. It's not the same advice for someone who's in Los Angeles than for someone who's in, I don't know, like Italy, right? So online is of course a great way. Like, you need to get rid of that sort of like shyness and just start talking to people online, interacting with the community, Discord channel, forums, Reddit, stuff like that, and then you go from there. But if you're in a place where there's things like conventions or mixers or events, going to those events is very, very important. Like, I remember going to GDC back in 2016, because the company I was working for at that time sponsored the tickets to go there. and I learned a lot. Like I met a lot of very cool people, got a bunch of cards, like LinkedIn contacts and stuff like that. And yeah, so those events are really good. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking very cool, right? Deng. Like, ah! Telling you, he chose the road of violence today. Let's add some nice. Let's select this one. So color, fill object. There we go. Let's go back to our monster clay. No, it's not the one. This one right here. He chose the road of violence today. Andrés dice, hola, soy de México y egresé hace un año como artista 3D, pero me ha costado bastante y no he encontrado trabajo a pesar de seguirme preparando y crear portafolio. ¿Algún consejo que puedas darme? Andrés, first of all, I would need to see your portfolio, because I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, man, and I'm telling you this as a Mexican, as a fellow Mexican. Like 80% of the schools here in Mexico have a very bad 3D program, like curriculum. So even though you might have the degree, like you might have your title, if your portfolio is not up to the level, you first need to work on your portfolio. And I'm very sorry to be the one that says like those bad news. And it happens in all of the countries. Like I've had students from India, from the US, from Canada that tell me, hey, I went to this school right here, this is my portfolio. And I look at the portfolio and it's like, oh man, it's really bad. Like it's barely salvageable. And unfortunately, like you're not gonna have a lot of opportunities if the stuff that you have on your portfolio is not good enough, right? Like you need to have a bare minimum so that you can get some opportunities and some interviews. Otherwise, it's gonna be very, very difficult. So you might want to submit your portfolio to portfolio review, man. I believe we still have a couple of slots left, and I can give you more of a. We're gonna have portfolio review next week, by the way, guys. Yeah, on Friday 25th, we're gonna have portfolio review, so I might be able to give you better pointers about that. Another important thing is that here in Mexico, they don't do a lot of remote work, unfortunately. So you do need to move to one of the big cities, which is Monterrey, Guadalajara, or Ciudad de Mexico, because otherwise it's definitely going to be a little bit tricky to get it. Yeah, universities. I had this video a couple of weeks ago, stranger. Universities can be a good way to get to know people, but you need to be sure that the university that you're attending to has enough prestige, right? Yes, it's going to be way more expensive than just like taking online classes, but it can open some doors that could be important. Because then that's the other side of the coin that I've seen quite a bit, stranger. I've seen people with really amazing portfolios, like way like super pro portfolios, but they learned everything from tutorials and from courses. Let me continue that in just a second, because we got one more winner here with Foxy Tempest T, or Tempest. Foxy Tempest, congratulations, my friend. If you're watching here on YouTube or you're watching here on Twitch, let me tell you that you are the winner of the second giveaway right here. So you can pick any course that you want. I will be messaging you after the live stream ends, and you can pick whichever one you want from the site, and I'll give you a code so that you can redeem it completely for free. So congratulations, Foxy Tempest. Congratulations for winning this second giveaway. And we're gonna start with the third one in just one more second. Okay, so David's gonna let us know when the new giveaway is open, and you guys are gonna be able to participate for the final giveaway of today. So going back to what I was saying, stranger, is that that's the other side of the coin that I've seen with some very amazing portfolios that they got from CGMA or from other like online schools, which is perfectly fine. But they're missing that sort of like human relationship interaction that opens the doors and opens up connections. So they have a kick-ass portfolio, but they don't have anyone. They don't know anyone. And when you are in this industry, especially because it's a small industry, people will ask. It's like, hey, we found this guy who has an amazing portfolio. Does anyone know him? It's like, no one knows him. And then you might not get a chance, because they might just give it to someone that might not have the biggest or the best portfolio, but that they do know, right? And as you guys know, the famous quote, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Unfortunately, it does happen that someone with a lesser portfolio, we might say, or with not as an experienced portfolio, might get job just because he knew the right person. So it's a little bit of a balance that you need to find for yourself, and that's something that everyone should value or evaluate on their own situation to know whether or not it's valid for them. Okay, again, it's one of those advices that I cannot just like give and apply to everyone, because everyone's situation is a little bit different, but that's one of the things that I've seen. You got to keep in mind the university's curriculum takes at least 3 years to be approved. That means yes, yeah, that's definitely an issue. Oh, sorry. There we go. We got the next giveaway. It's up on Discord, guys. No, your name doesn't have to be in. That's just a chance, guys. We got over 100 submissions on the elements, so you got a 1% chance of winning. It's low, but it's possible, right? So unfortunately, not everyone can win, but everyone can try. So go for it, guys. The giveaway is now up on the Discord again. This is gonna be the last giveaway, and I think with that one, we're probably gonna be closing the stream today, because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm not gonna lie. This flu is really making it difficult to talk and to focus. But yeah. Mustafa says, sir, can you make video on modeling characters in Maya? I don't model characters in Maya. And the reason why I don't model characters in Maya is because that's a very old school method of doing things. Nowadays, most things are done within ZBrush. The filament is hitting hard, right? Yeah. Oh no. I only did like pot a couple times when I was younger. I don't like it. I did like this, like magic brownies, but no, I don't. I mean, once in your life that's fine, but I've had bad experiences with people that are frequent consumers, so it's not something that I would recommend people get into, to be honest. Trying to plug in my maps for the eye from CC4 after texturing it in Substance Painter. Well, you just gotta find your normal map, your albedo map, your glossiness map. I'm not sure what kind of I'm not sure what kind of like elements are you doing, but yeah. Yeah, I don't use character creator as much, Gideon, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to help you with that one right there. There we go. We got what's the name of this little guy again? I always forget. Deng. Bidid is asking, hi Ave, I'm currently using a pen tablet in ZBrush and the Dynamesh keeps getting turned off automatically. How can I fix this issue as it combines my polygroups? What do you mean the Dynamesh keeps getting turned off automatically? I'm not sure what setting you're using, man. If you don't want to combine your polygroups, make sure to turn on the groups option right here. That one's very, very important to make sure that you don't lose them. Okay, let's do a little bit of polypaint. I feel like we're in a good situation here with the general forms of the character, and I think we're gonna benefit quite a bit from some polypaint. So here's what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna go to the materials, and I'm gonna increase the specularity a bit. So specularity is the effect or the thing that we get when things are shiny, right? And that's gonna give us the sort of like a glossy effect. But we also need to bring the curve down on the not that one, on the specularity. So right now the specularity, the specular curve, as you can see here, is a little bit too intense. So it's making it look a little bit more like metal. Or we can just change this material. Let's try something like the toy plastic. Toy plastic is always good for. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just gonna sample sort of like pinkish material. There we go. Color, fill object. And then we're gonna get a darker material. And I'm gonna use my standard brush. I'm gonna change the standard brush into like a what's the word? Into like a airbrush. Hey, do you only have to be in the Discord community and watching the stream to participate? For what? For the giveaway? Yes. Just like join the Discord and that's it. For the monster or the creature thing, you do need to be part of that. Let's bring the color down a little bit. The color variation is a little bit too much. Put up a little bit darker. There we go. Yeah, this is Deng. There we go, Mogaku. What's up? I wasn't really thinking about doing this today, but people were suggesting it, so yeah, it was a good idea. There we go. Will there be more competitions like recruits? Yes, we're gonna have more competitions. Probably not super soon because, as I mentioned on the competition, we're putting the prices ourselves. But if we get more sponsors, yeah, well, I mean, we could definitely do that. I'm thinking someone suggested doing like a little diorama competition, like the one from the Maya course, and I think that's a good idea. So we might be doing that. I want to make sure that we do a competition that a lot of people can be a part of. Go. Now let's go for like a reddish pinkish tone for the inside of the mouth, and so that we can blend a little bit. So this is just like the basic block, and we do cover, by the way, we do cover poly paint on this new course, on the Silvers for iPad course. We do the poly paint for the Jekyll and Mr. Hyde like project. So now let's grab that. I'm just gonna use my brush here to start blending stuff. There we go. I think it's a little bit too intense. Might lighten it up a little bit. It's getting a little bit difficult to appreciate all of the forms and stuff. Also, I feel like the glossiness is a little bit too glossy. Like, you can see he's wet, but he's not like extremely wet. I might use this as skin shader instead. So I'm gonna change to M instead of mRGB, just a color fill object. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit nicer. And this one, there we go. Yeah, we could change the specularity there as well. It's gonna look more like skin rather than like oil or something. Now let's change back to standard, and let's keep adding a little bit of blend here. Claudio Ryu, what's up, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Hi as well to Mogaku and Flopper here on the. Yeah, we're doing the famous baby hippo. It was suggested for today's stream. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna go with a darker color, and I'm gonna start hitting some of the undersides of some of the elements to give a little bit more depth. Especially here on the wrinkles and stuff. You can always switch to the flat color. It's pretty much like miniature painting here, where I'm hitting some areas with lighter colors and darker colors. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Claudio. Glad you could make it. And for instance, here what we can do is, thanks for the follow, Flopper. We can grab a little bit of this light color and use it as a highlight to bring back a little bit of light into some of this like dark areas. Now I'm gonna use this brownish color, and remember that the size of the brush can really influence how big the dots here on your like airbrush element are going to be. So yeah, 20 more minutes, guys. 20 more minutes for the final giveaway of today. If you're just arriving here to the stream, we are giving away a free course of your choice in celebration of the new course that just released, which is the ZBrush for iPad course. So you can go to the Discord channel and you can click on the events tab. There's gonna be a little bit of a party popper button that you just click to get enrolled, and that's pretty much it. That's all you have to do. There we go. Have I watched Dragon Ball Daima yet? No, I have not. Was there anything missing in the iPad version that you hope they'll add? Yes, there's 3 things. Sorry about that. So there's 3 things that ZBrush for iPad is missing that I really hope they add very soon. The first of them, layers. Having layers to be able to... Thank you, Anthony. Having layers to be able to save some information like paint information or detail information will be very, very good. I understand why they didn't do it, because it can definitely get into the heavy side of things. But I really wish they added layers. The second one is, of course, the C Modeler brush. The C Modeler brush is currently not in the iPad for ZBrush version. I saw someone that sort of like hacked it and was able to get it to work, but I don't like hacking methods because they can really make things a little bit unstable. So the C Modeler one is the other one, and I really hope that they add the Subtool Master C plugin. This one right here, so that we can do merge, fill, hide. Like, this Subtool Master is really, really good. I understand why they didn't do it, because maybe they don't have the license, because I don't know if it's like a user that like does all of the work for that specific plugin. But I hope they add, or at least a button to just like mirror the object to the other side, because you need to do the traditional way, which is mirror the object to the right side and then use mirror and well to the left side. Which again, it's not the end of the world, but it would just be a little bit more practical if we could get the that mirror and blend option. So yeah, C Remeasure is there and it works perfectly fine. C Modeler is not there, and that's the one that I think it's missing, or we should have soon. And I mentioned this quite a bit throughout the videos. One thing that I'm hopeful is that since it's a mobile app, mobile apps usually receive updates a little bit more frequently than main softwares. Like, we really haven't had any like big updates here for ZBrush. Well, we got ZBrush 2025, but didn't really introduce any like particularly new tools. Just a couple of matcaps and the ability to communicate with the iPad. So I hope that the fact that it's a mobile app allows the developers to update a little bit more frequently. So yeah, that's pretty much it. They don't have reference tools yet? What do you mean reference? Like PureRef? No, they don't. On the first chapter, I'm using another app for the Rhino head that I showed there on the course, and then later we don't use any. But yeah, like another, like something like PureRef would be very cool. There is transpose mastering the app, but it did not work last time I tried. Oh, I actually didn't try that one. I transpose things there normally with masks and stuff. Yeah, Bizref. That's the one that I use on the first chapter, Bizref. And it's really good. It's pretty much like PureRef. The only thing I don't like is that, I mean, the iPad screen it's already small, right, compared to like a big screen here on your PC. So then you add on top like the Bizref stuff, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. PureRef course. That would be funny. One thing that I might do is just like a PureRef video explaining some of the tools that it has, because it has some really interesting things that you can do with it. Yeah, but sometimes I wanted to get accurate measurements, but I hope they added. Yeah, and again, I think, or I hope that, again, since it's a mobile app, they do add more stuff. But believe me, man, with what they have right now, it's really, really freaking good. I really nailed it. Nailed what? Mundir here? Yeah, we got really close. I think there's still a couple of things that I can modify to get even closer, like some silhouettes. It's not bad, right? Like he's got like a little extra flap here on the top. I'm actually gonna like smooth out the eyelid that I added there. I don't like it. Yeah. I was during the recording of the first chapter, I was using the multi-window thing, so you can see both of them. But yeah. Oh, Rickface, you're gonna get me canceled as well because that's a very controversial opinion. See, Nomad is really good, but ZBrush is ZBrush, man. And the fact that they were able to transfer pretty much all of the tools to iPad is just unbelievable. So if you just want to do it as a hobbyist or it's like super simple, yeah, Nomad is fine. But if you want to take things like seriously, you definitely need to use ZBrush. Like it's just, I know it's a subscription and I know it's a little bit more pricey than Nomad. Nomad is really, really good. I'm not gonna deny it, but ZBrush is ZBrush, man. Yeah, if I want to add like that little extra layer of water, that would be like a shader thing, and we can add like a layer. Hippo food? I don't know what the hippo food is. Like, I'm not sure what kind of hippo food he would use. But he is hungry. He chose violence today. Yeah, I think we got really close. Again, there's a couple of things. Like, if you want to get really, really precise, there's a couple of angles and things that we can definitely adjust. Like the eye, I did the eye a little bit bigger than on the reference, I think. It's not bad for a quick sculpting exercise. Add that head to previous monster with your body scan. Let's try that. That's, I call that the ape abomination. Let's see, where is it? There we go. So this is the ape abomination that we were doing. Let's remove one head. Let's remove this one. Oh my god. B, C, B. There we go. Let's get some space there. Dynamesh real quick. Let's go over here. Actually, damn, yeah, it came out quite nice. Now that I switch back and forth, it looks quite nice. Brush visible. Let's go here. Append. Where is it? Is it too small or is it too big? Oh, it's right there. Okay, let's center the pivot point. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it does look more monstery now, more like a chimera, right? Yeah, that's some nightmare stuff right there, Sarn. that's super cursed. I agree. Yeah, that's not something that I want to encounter in the game, to be honest. It's like, and then we'll need like a different kind of head right here, like another animal. But yeah, yeah, that's it, guys. We got Moon. Let's add a little bit of light. So I'm gonna go here to my lights. more light. There we go. Let's go warm, actually. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Am I listening to Pink Floyd? No, this is the League of Legends creator thing. That's like free music. 10 minutes, guys. 10 more minutes for our last giveaway of today. 10 more minutes. Pablo says, hey, I've been working on my creature for the contest. I think I messed up on the skill or something because my model has like 40 million polygons and still struggling to not pixelate some details. Yeah, your model instead of ZBrush might be way too big. You can try going to the C-plugging options, and there's this scale master, and you can use this thing called ZBrush Scale Unify, which will modify your proportions so that ZBrush like finds a proper number, and that way you should be able to work a little bit better. What software do you use to make this, man? Rendang Kadongdong. It's a very cool name. This is ZBrush. We're working on ZBrush right now. This is ZBrush for PC. However, as I was showing earlier, we did this sculptures on ZBrush for iPad, which is the new course that we just released. We did the rhino, we did the chest. It's like treasure chest right here. We did the Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and we did the angel. So these are 4 exercises that we do in our new ZBrush for iPad course, which is available on this site. But this one right here, our little moon or munden, was done here. Please tell me you're gonna print this. You guys want to print this? Should we print this? I mean, we can. Let me do something here for 3D print. So we need to change. I want to change. There we go. So I'm gonna go to masking. Mask by cavity. I'm gonna blur the mask, invert this, and then I'm gonna go to deformation, and I'm gonna inflate down. So I'm pretty much like crunching the detail a little bit more, because when you 3D print, you do lose quite a bit of detail. That might be a little bit too much, but I just want to push the detail a little bit more. So this is what we would 3D print. I'm gonna smooth a couple of things here and there, because I don't want to have too much detail. So yeah, this is the moon that would actually, you know what? I think the printer should be able to handle this detail. Maybe just a T. Let's try a little bit of inflate balloon. There we go, just a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll be rich, but I can definitely. This could be like a magnet, right? For like the fridge. Let's see. There we go. So I'm gonna rotate this a little bit like that. And let's do a quick knife curve here. So that now has the necessary sort of like space to do the magnets, if we want to make this a magnet for a fridge. But let's 3D print this, or let's prepare this for 3D printing. 7 more minutes, guys. 7 more minutes. So I'm gonna merge this. Merge visible. There we go. Now we need to Dynamesh with a high resolution, so that everything is a same piece. There we go. And now that everything is Dynamesh, we can go C plugin, Decimation Master, and decimate this to 250k. Sorry about that, guys. Moonhead just got beheaded. Can't wait for affordable 3D printers that can print in full color. Yeah, there's a couple. Well, resin or high detail, no, they're very expensive. They're like the Makita or something like that. They're very, very expensive. You do get the multi-filament nowadays, like the bamboo, and they're not as expensive, like the setup that they have. I don't love it because it's very wasteful, and you only have like 4 colors that you can play with. But yeah, Are you going to make more tutorials like the Lighthouse? I mean, we've been doing a lot of stuff, man. There's one environment course that's going to be coming in the next months. So, yeah. Do you think Blender can become industry standard tool for modeling? Yeah, definitely. Not industry standard, but, like, it's already industry standard. What I mean by this is I already have seen a lot of studios that don't mind if you do sculpting in Blender. So, you can totally do it. Like, a couple of years ago, yeah, you would have been seen weirdly if you were doing it, but nowadays, especially because for games it doesn't really matter where you model. Like, you could model everything inside of ZBrush, like with SimModeler, and you're fine as long as you can produce your high poly, your low poly, your UVs, and your bakes. Doesn't matter. It should be there, Dracomus. It's at the very bottom. We already have 97 entries, so I'm not sure if you're having issues, but it's right there. What was the special announcement, Koki Dev? We're gonna go over them in just a second, okay? We're gonna wait for the final winner, and then we'll do the final announcements. But, yeah. Claudio says he's having the same issue. Can't see the giveaway. David, do you know if there's... Are you guys in the wait room, or... Because I'm seeing it. You might want to try logging in and out of Discord very quickly. I'm not sure if that's gonna solve it. But, yeah. Dang. That's a little bit big. Last time I did this, it was like way too big. So let's make a small moon deck. There we go. Now, prints are usually printed a little bit of an angle, so something like that. Let's give it supports. Actually, let's hollow it. I think because it's a very chunky piece, so it might benefit from being hollow. Drachmos, what's up, man? Welcome. There we go. Now, when you hollow a print, you always need to add a drain hole at the bottom. And usually it's recommended that you also add a drain hole on the upper parts so that you don't create like a vacuum. So I'm gonna add one here on the inside of the mouth, in a place that's not gonna be seen. So like select another drain hole. I might even add one here on the bottom of the mouth as well. There we go. So those drain holes will make sure that this thing has, like, there's no vacuum being created or anything. Now let's just check quickly that there's no issues. Yeah, that seems to be fine. We don't need this. And we just add supports. Medium supports should be fine for this one. It's not very intense. There we go. And now I just do a quick check to make sure that every island is being supported. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm a little bit worried about that one. Do we not need a island there? Oh no, because that's solid, right? Yeah, solid, and it's just a hole. Okay. So that's fine. And this guy's very round, so I don't think he's gonna have any, like, the ears are the only ones that like worry me a little bit, but as you can see, they do have enough support, so that's fine. That's the tongue. Yeah, that's it. So let's just place him a little bit more towards the center of the plate. There we go. We slice. It's gonna be 1.3 seconds here and 25 seconds here. So this one's gonna take 2 hours and 42 minutes to print. It's gonna weigh 48 or 40 grams, and it's gonna cost us about $2. So not bad, right? Not bad for a little moon there head. Why is the vacuum bad? Oh, that's a great question. So the way 3D printers work, let me go full screen. Oh, well, we got 57 seconds. I'm not sure. Let's wait for the winner, and then I'll explain why that vacuum can be harmful for your 3D printing. So we're about to get the third and last winner for today, for our today's giveaway, which of course is celebrating the release of our new course, the ZBrush for iPad course. And the winner is 20 seconds, 19, 18. There we go. There we go. 10 seconds. The final countdown, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is... Ember Onic. Ember Onic. Congratulations, my friend. Ember Onic, you are the winner for the last giveaway of today, which is a course, a premium course of your choice. You can pick whichever one you want from my site, including if you want to get the new ZBrush for iPad course, you are free to get it. So congratulations, my friend. And thank you everyone for participating. That's all of the live streams, or the giveaways that we're gonna have for today. I hope you guys like them. If you didn't win this time, don't worry, we're gonna have more giveaways in the next streams. We're gonna have more surprises and more things going on. So yeah, that's it. So let's go over the news before we finish the stream. And well, let me explain the vacuum thing that David was asking about. The reason why this works is, and let me go full screen for this. The build plate goes down, it touches the base of the little tank of resin that you have, it hardens the resin, and then it pulls up. So if you have, for instance, like this glass right here, and you're printing it, and you print it like this, if there's no hole on the top of the build plate, when you pull it up, you create a suction cup effect, right? Like literally, like when you're like going on a toilet and trying to get it unclogged, it's the same thing. You create a suction cup effect, and that suction can be bigger for, like, it becomes like a tug of war between the build plate and the resin tank. So when that happens, this thing can happen where the build plate keeps going up and your print or your little figure gets stuck on the resin tank, and that sucks because you pretty much lose your print at that point. So that's why having those drain holes on the top and on the bottom can really help alleviate those sort of like suction cup effects. So you can see it right here. Let me go. You can see right here, this is a preview of how the tank is going to print. And right now, I'm not worried because at this point, once this layer is printed, which would create that suction effect, we already have a hole down here, right? Like there's a hole already on this bottom part, because remember, it always gets printed from top to bottom or from bottom to top. So there's already going to be this thing right here. So there's not going to be any suction because you already have the holes on the top. So yeah, that's it. How's the super huge print? Let me show you guys. Let me show you one of the pieces, because I don't think you guys really realize how big this thing is. I know you saw the short that I added yesterday. Was it yesterday, or I think it was on Wednesday, right? I'm not sure. Again, it's a little bit difficult to visualize how big of an element it is. So this is the snout of the dragon, as you can see right here. So that's the snout. This is one of the eyes of the dragon, right? So if I line them up, you can see this is just like the front part of the dragon right there. Hopefully the light helps to see it nicely. These are just 2 pieces. They're like 17 or 20 different pieces, or like 30 pieces. I'm not sure even. I'm gonna have to count them, but this is just like one part of the dragon head. So it's gonna be really, really, really big. Yeah. So what I need to do now is I need to glue this thing together, right? Like line them up, glue them. And of course, there's going to be a little bit of a separation between the pieces. I need to use a little bit of filler to join those areas, and then sand them again. Okay. So that's the dragon project. It's still under work in progress because it's going to again take quite a bit of time. It's going to be the new chair for the bathroom. Yeah, the nose is almost as big. Yeah, no, it's big. It's going to be like 1 meter, like across, or like 1.5 meter across. No, I cannot import that to Substance, unfortunately. I did not get the answer for the background in Beauty Render Shot Summation. You can add the background, but again, the main thing that we're going to be evaluating is the character itself. If the background ends up being more important than the character, you're just going to lose points. So you should focus on making sure that the character is on the best possible situation. But yeah, the cinematic render can have a background on it. So yeah, that's it, guys. Let's go very quickly over all of the announcements that we had for today before we finish our stream, okay? So the first announcement, Topogon 3, the guys at Topogon 3 are giving us 5 licenses for the winners of the Creatures Unleashed contest. So both the grand winners, the 2 grand winners, and the 3 runner-ups will get a free license to Topogon 3 with a value of $159, I think. Yeah, there you go. With the value of $150. Amazing software, amazing license. You can check, of course, the Topogon course that we have on our site, and you can get a discount on a full license if you do get this course. So yeah, that's the first big news. The second big news is that we now have the ZBrush for iPad 3D Sculpting Simplified course available on our site. This is a course that goes over not only ZBrush for iPad, but also all of the principles of sculpting in digital clay, right? Like all of the principles of digital sculpting, so that you can create pretty much anything that you want. So this course is 9 hours long, has 50 lessons, project files, you know, all the drill, the things that we normally do. You can ask questions, support on the Discord channel, all that stuff, and it's available now for a free preview and for $30 on the site. We also have, we had the giveaways, right? We just gave away 3 courses for everyone that was watching here today on the stream. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We got more collaborations incoming, more surprises for you guys in the next couple of days. Portfolio review is next week, and make sure to submit because we're about to close the submissions as soon as we hit the threshold of like submissions that we're waiting for. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. What slicer am I using? This is Cheetahbox, which is the slicer that you normally use for what's the word? For Elegoo machines. So this is Cheetahbox right here. And there we go, my friends. I would stay a little bit longer, but I'm definitely feeling under the weather, so I need to get some rest. I need to get a hot cup of tea, maybe some lemon and honey to help with my sore throat. But we're gonna get more stuff here on the channel. Make sure to join the Discord. Make sure to give us a like, follow, share here on the Discord, or sorry, on Twitch or on YouTube. And if you want to support this project, as you've been doing so amazingly for the past couple of months, you can of course check our premium courses on our site. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a great weekend, and I'll be seeing you back very soon. Don't forget, always learning, always improving. Bye bye.